Alright, so this is a notebook file that plays a little bit around with Moire patterns. So this was inspired by the recent number file video. So this file has a couple of things. It has little blue squares, but also you can little black squares, and then I've got triangles. So I just it's kind of cool with Notebook because you can kind of you can do so many things, and you can kind of duplicate things and clone things and stuff. So so on top of the once I made this pattern, I cloned it and I put the clone on top of this, and so if you just kind of move it around, you kind of see some neat stuff happen. Now, once you kind of put it back on top and you start rotating, you start to see some neat stuff happen. So there's the ghosting that occurs as soon as you rotate. And then once you go back, the pattern becomes smaller and smaller and smaller until we get about to 45 degrees, and then we kind of lose it a bit. The neat thing about having this in Notebook is that you can kind of adjust the size of each pattern of the squares and try to make them smaller if possible, but it does make it a little bit more challenging because the computer's processor will only give you so much speed. So if I shrank it down a bit, and I'm going to clone that now, and let's see, you can see it takes a little bit of time for it to catch up and make the clone because of the amount of rendering that's involved here. There we go. It took a couple of seconds, and so I'm going to take the smaller clone now and put it on top. Again, you kind of get some cool things when you kind of just go laterally up, down, and you kind of get almost like a 3D effect. But once you put on top and rotate again, you get that cool kind of shadow effect. You can do the same thing with different colors, and again, that's the great thing about using the Notebook file for this, is that you can change the fill color easily for the pattern. I also did for the triangle. It's not as neat as I think the square one is, but it's still kind of cool. If you're interested in the files, you can just direct message me, and I'd be happy to pass them along some way.